we get from the finance ministers saying that they have agreed that it would be a feasible, that sort of those wiggle words that come out of summits like this, that it would be a feasible suggestion. They've put that to the heads of state. We expect that the heads of state will come in the next few hours and confirm that this development bank has been signed off effectively. But as you say, the devil is in the details. What is key in terms of a bigger picture political assessment of this development bank is that it is a first time that something has been institutionalized around this grouping of big developing nations. And I think that is what is important about this development bank, before we start looking at those details. I think the key for any of this to work, of course, is that all these nations, such different, disparate nations, have to speak with one voice, don't they, Charles, for this to succeed? And I think that is going to be the real challenge over the next few years as they work through all these details. Just think of how different each of these economies are, their competing priorities, different foreign policies, never mind geographical location. So I think that is going to be the key, and if they succeed on that, I think their ambitions for increasing political and economic clout will perhaps follow through.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, Robin? If you've got this, as you say, they're a disparate group of nations, but they all have an interest in trade. Clearly, there are benefits for each of them to tie up bilateral deals, and we've seen a string of bilateral deals emerging, which we were detailing a little bit earlier. But, the fact is there a real resolve? Is there a real friendship? How well do these people get on? Leaderships change, nations, do they really have so much in common that they can become a genuine force, that there is a genuine cohesion? What is the signal on that seems to be coming out of Durban? What are the atmospherics, if you like, Robin?
Well, the atmospherics in plain terms is that it's actually been pouring with torrential rain here in Durban. There was literally a washout yesterday. So you had all these very rich and powerful people sort of sheltering under rain, and there was also quite a lot of bad organization, if I must admit, in terms of organizing people within this environment. So that was kind of played on in a headline today in one of the newspapers, though. This, I must admit, is a government sponsored newspaper. It's saying it's raining BRICS deals. So they're sort of playing on the fact that even though the rain has poured down, perhaps dampened some of the sentiment here, that there have been all of these deals that you announced. But in terms of, as you say, what does this really mean? And I think it is about building relationships. I said to somebody, are you talking? Is this a Davos kind of developing world Davos? And they said yes, but perhaps not as successful as they'd hoped because it has been so difficult meeting people. But it is about these big emerging economies building trust with each other, and how does the Brazilian foreign policy match up with the Chinese foreign policy? We know that they often vote against each other in the United Nations. How will they all deal collectively with, say, the Syrian issue? We know that the Syrian president has sent an advisor to Zuma asking the BRICS leaders to intercede to ask for a diplomatic solution in Syria. So, on one hand, they're trying to create this alternative bloc, but how are they going to do it? And with these various sort of strands and these very different countries, will the puzzle all fit together? And the key is, I think, on anything like this, is the building of relationships, is the sense of, is there one common string that's really going to hold us all together, and can we build this ambitious plan of creating some sort of alternative G20 out of this? So, I don't know what has come out of it because, of course, the media are barred from all of these meetings. We sort of penned away, hidden from the real action, and, we're getting a lot of platitudes from press platitudes sort of in media conferences. I think the real work is be done behind closed doors, and, the impact will only be felt perhaps or recognized in years to come if anything solid emerges out of this BRICS grouping.